Jones ready to do it in Double Jeopardy. 2 daily doubles awaiting us in these categories. The Middle Ages, that was a fun time. Musical numbers, founders, meet T.S. Eliot, landmarks, vocabulary, a little bit of everything in this round. Jones, start us.
Vocabulary 400.
It can mean to drain of energy or the gases that escape from an engine. Mark.
What is exhaust?
That's it.
I'll take the Middle Ages for 400.
Clause 39 in this document of 63 articles was the beginning of the principle of due process of law. Mark.
What is the Magna Carta?
Right.
The Middle Ages for 800.
In 976, this Venice church was badly damaged by fire. Rebuilding began in 1050 and was completed around 1090. Mark.
What is St. Mark's?
Yes.
The Middle Ages for 1200.
This explorer's brother, Torvald, was killed while on an expedition in Vinland. Joan?
Who is Eric Red?
No. Sorry. Chris?
Who's Leif Erikson?
Leif Erikson, yes.
Vocabulary for 800.
Answer. Daily double. Well, now, an opportunity for you. You've been quiet for a while. You trail Mark by 3,000.
I think I'll go for 2,500.
Okay, here's the clue for you. Depending where you place the emphasis, this word can mean to comfort or an instrument panel.
What is a dashboard?
No.
I don't know.
What is console or console? All right, you drop down to 3,300, but you retain control of the board, so you select.
Vocab for 1,200.
This 13-letter word can mean sudden haste or the falling of rain, snow, or hail. Joan.
What is precipitation?
Yes.
Vocabulary 1,600.
Hebrew for beasts. This B word for something huge derives from the name of a beast in the book of Job. Chris.
What is a behemoth?
That's it.
Vocabulary for 2,000.
Take a look.
A blacksmith who shoes horses is referred to by this name, from the Latin for iron.
Mark.
What is a farrier?
Farrier is correct.
I'll take the Middle Ages for 1,600.
By 1096, the Holy Roman Empire stretched from Italy to this peninsula that makes up most of Denmark. Mark.
What is the Jutland Peninsula?
Yes.
The Middle Ages for 2,000.
Founded in 1201, Riga, Latvia soon came under control of this order of knights that began in far-off Palestine.
Joan.
Who are the Knights Templar?
No. Chris or Mark? Who are the Teutonic Knights? Darn, Joan. All right, Mark, back to you.
I'll take landmarks for 400.
Napoleon commissioned this 164-foot Paris landmark to celebrate his military victories. Chris.
What is the Arc de Triomphe?
That's it.
Meet T.S. Eliot for 400.
In the 1920s, Eliot got religion and converted to this church, independent since the 16th century. Mark.
What is the Church of England?
That's it.
Landmarks for 800.
Edgar Allan Poe mentioned shattered cornices in his poem about this ancient Roman amphitheater. Mark.
What is the Colosseum?
That's it.
Landmarks for 1,200.
Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico intersect at this monument. Chris.
What is the Four Corners Monument?
That's it.
Landmarks for 1,600.
This 13,796-foot inactive volcano, Hawaii's highest peak, is snow-covered in winter. Its name means White Mountain. Chris.
What is Sugar Mountain?
Sugar Mountain, no. Joan or Mark? What is Mauna Kea? Mauna Kea. Mark? No. Chris, back to you.
Landmarks for 2,000.
The official residence for the Vice President of the United States is on the grounds of the USNO, the United States Naval Observatory. Chris, back to you.
T.S. Eliot for 800.
Eliot grew up in this city where his grandfather had co-founded Washington University. Chris?
What is St. Louis?
That's correct.
T.S. Eliot for 1,200.
In this cruel month in 1923, T.S. went on a hellish holiday near Chichester with his ill and unstable wife. Mark.
What is November?
No. Chris.
What is February?
No. Joan.
What is April?
April is the cruel month, yes.
Founders 400.
The first school for these people in the United States was founded by Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet. Mark.
What are deaf people?
That's right.
Founders for 800.
Every trendy home should have a mozzarella slicer from this retailer founded by Chuck Williams. Joan.
What is Williams-Sonoma?
Correct.
Musical numbers 400.
Tony Orlando and Dawn knock blank times. Joan.
What is 3?
Yes.
Musical numbers 800.
Bob Dylan, Highway Blank Revisited. Chris.
What is 61?
Yes.
T.S. Eliot, 1600.
Answer. Daily double. All right. There are 7 other clues left on the board. You have the daily double. You can get close to Mark's total.
I think I'll do 3,000.
3,000. All right. Here is the clue for you. Practical cats know that Eliot was nicknamed after this animal because his cold manner seemed like playing dead.
I don't know. What are tomcats?
No. What is the possum? The possum. Less than a minute to go now, Chris.
Musical numbers 2,000.
Skid Row, Blank, and Life. 18 and Life. Chris, back to you.
Musical numbers 1,600.
Wilson Pickett, Land of Blank Dances. Chris.
What is 1,000?
Right.
Founders 2,000.
In 1892, in exile in the United States, he founded Patria, the journal of the Cuban Revolutionary Party. Joan.
Who is Martí?
Jose Martí is right.
Musical numbers 1200.
U2, blank. Chris.
What is 1?
Right.
T.S. Eliot, 2,000.
Before he turned 23, Eliot created this poetic figure who asks, "Do I dare disturb the universe?" And that figure is J. Alfred Prufrock. And that does it for the first round. We have Joan at 3,200, Chris at 5,100, and Mark at 12,800. Here comes Final Jeopardy, players. 19th century governors. We'll be back with a clue in a moment.